you could either keep belly aching about people stealing and backstabbing each other, or you can build something that people help each other out. And he's like, how do you get started? I go, welcome to Utah, my hometown. I love it here. I was born here. I was raised here. Some of my very best friends are here. And we're gonna do the best deal I've ever done in my life right now. Let's go. Yo, Creative Nation Tour, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Hi team. Thank you for volunteering and helping. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Why is every freaking meetup we get to go to so unique and amazing?
That's how we do.
That's just freaking sick.
We got your face on tattoos, bro.
Okay, so Jacob says he's under contract on a house, but he's having an issue with his lender, which tells me, in my mind, oh, it's gonna be a flip. And he says, no, I'm gonna live in it. Which then tells me, didn't your real estate agent make sure you were qualified with a lender before they took you out?
Yeah, 2 of them actually, 2 lenders.
And now the lenders are being knuckleheads or what?
Yeah, I got pre-approved with one lender, and then they did the underwriting and said, yeah, your income isn't quite consistent enough, we don't want to lend to you. The other lender wanted to go through a special program in Utah called the Homium.
Okay.
That gives me like a down payment of $150,000, and then I pay for a loan of $250,000 with a down payment of like 3.5%. But they don't even have funding for their own program. They already ran out, so they can't help me.
Okay, so you need my help.
Yeah.
You're talking to me about traditional real estate, the most boring real estate of all time.
I think we got.
I bet you there's a loan officer here that could probably help you out. Okay, there we go. One of our sponsors tonight is going to help you out. That's going to be great.
Yeah. Well, the table's over
Let's
here.
go talk to her. Wow, this is a freaking unique meetup.
This is crazy, huh?
This is so cool, dude. Oh my gosh, you kidding me? This is so dope.
So, Conventus right here.
Okay, Conventus. Okay, so she's Conventus, which means she'll do also, okay, making communities better one property at a time. Okay, cool. Let's have her try and look at your thing today.
Let's welcome Pace Morby.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. Love you, dude. Wow. You know, actually where it started was I was born and raised in Utah. And there's a culture and a family environment when you come here. There's a feeling in Utah that you can't get anywhere else. I don't know if there's many people that have traveled more than I have in my life, especially the last freaking 100 days. I hadn't even had the meetup today, and I was telling my tour manager, Rachel, I said, this is already my favorite meetup. And she's like, really? I'm like, Utah just has a vibration and a frequency of family and love and connectivity. And when I left Utah, and I went on a mission for our church, I know probably 7% of people in here probably are Mormon and are obsessed with fry sauce like I am. I went on my mission, I came back, and my parents weren't living in Utah anymore, they were living in Colorado. And then I went to Arizona, and I started building my life in Arizona. And it's just not the same as it is here. Even if you're not LDS, there's just a family vibe. Rachel, where you at? Have we had a meetup out of the last 80 that you had 100 kids playing at the meetup? And also you have that sound in the background and nobody's bothered by 100 kids playing in the background. That doesn't exist anywhere else, right? And so when I went out and I started working in real estate, it was very backstabby. People had taken advantage of each other. And I was like, man, real estate sucks, real estate sucks. And I had a mindset coach at the time. This is why mindset's so important. Thank you again, Owen, that was awesome. I had a mindset coach and he said, Pace, you could either keep belly aching about people stealing and backstabbing each other, or you can build something that people help each other out. And he's like, how do you get started? I go, he says, find a parking lot and invite people to meet you in the parking lot. You don't need any money. And I go, okay. And that's what I did. In 2013, I started inviting people to a Circle K parking lot at 6 a.m. I know it's weird. And I started telling people, let me just take you on appointments. I'll just take you in my Prius and I'll take you on appointments. The first appointment I ever took anybody on is Scott Okay, maybe you guys don't know Scott Garcia, but he's in SubTo in Arizona. Scott Garcia, Debbie Lou, and Jeff Smith, okay? All three now in SubTo, all three now retired. Scott Garcia answered an Instagram DM that I had that I said, hey, I'm gonna just take people on appointments. He goes, dude, I'll go with you. And he goes with me. The first appointment we go on, I've never had anything like this in my life before, and I still have not had anything like this after. I take him up to the front door. Scott Garcia, Debbie Lou, myself. I just met these two. The lady that I'm trying to buy the house from, by the way, I still own this house today, opens the door wearing Crocs and nothing else. Like full on naked. And I'm sitting here going, like what, this goes through your mind really fast. I had already been on 500 appointments. I'd bought 500 deals by this point. I'm pretty seasoned. So I just was like, all right, just pretend like nothing's wrong. And I'm like, just follow her lead. She goes, come on in. She walks us to her kitchen table. We sit down. I'm sitting there signing the contract with this full on naked lady and wearing Crocs. And her daughter comes out and her daughter's like, Mom, did you at least tell them that you're a nudist? And she's like, no, they need to deal with it. No matter, and we're going through this. And so Scott and Debbie leave this appointment with me and they go, is this normal? I'm like, I've been on 500 appointments. I've never dealt with this in my entire life. Anyway, Scott Garcia, his net worth, he sent me his net worth statement the other day. He says, thank goodness for that appointment you took me on. I'm now worth $7 million. And he was a high school wrestling coach. And it's just amazing to see the success we've had in the community. And this year, we did a survey. We called 2,000 members of the community randomly. And did anybody see my Instagram story today? Freaking crazy. Let me read this to you guys real quick. You guys are in the right room with the right people, I'll tell you that. So our team, I was like, I got sick and tired of saying, we do so many deals and so many people are so successful. I hired a full-time team to do surveys with people in the community. And this is what I wrote on Instagram stories today. I said, we did a survey of 2,000 randomized SubTo members. Total profit in the last 2 years combined from those 2,000 members is $800 million. Not revenue, profit. We have someone currently auditing the results right now. Honestly, I knew it was big, but holy cow, we still have 15,000 people we have not surveyed. My math and our team's math says that we have generated over $6 billion in profits for our members. That is the craziest thing on the planet. And you got to ask yourself, why is it different? Is it because of me? No. It's because what I did in the very beginning is I said, I'm not making this about me. There's people way smarter than me, way cooler than me. Like if you know Owen's story and who he works for, and also I see Owen today, he's building something with my team that's going to benefit the world in a way that is indescribably powerful. What we did is we removed one person from being the coolest person and just saying, let's build a real community and let's make so much money together it stops being a community and actually becomes an economy where we can all thrive and grow together. And we've had so much fun freaking doing this. I'm so grateful that anybody would even come out to see me. But the reality is I'm just here to be your friend and do deals with you guys. It's just, I feel like the way it should be. You guys have been to real estate meetups, I'm sure, where there's one guy up front trying to be the coolest person on the planet, and I've done this, that even Lame. What do? He says, I'm gonna sponsor the event so I can buy deals from you, not sell you something. We are different. And it's not because of me, it's because of the energy of the people that we've attracted and the leaders that we have everywhere. So Dustin Seiler, Nancy Heckel, I could go on and on. Oh, and thank you guys, everybody, for putting this all together. Can we give it up for the leaders, please? All right, now, Becca Brown, we love you. I'll give you a quick 45-second thought on Becca Brown. When you come to a meetup like this, it is a reflection of prior leadership. People showing up and doing meetups months and months and months and months, like for years, in order to create a groundswell of people that have a culture and a connectivity. How does Owen and Dustin and Tiffany and Allie and Nancy and all of these people know each other is because somebody stood up and said, I'm going to be the leader in this local area. And I'm going to make sure everybody's connected and has every resource that they need. And Becca stood up and did that against all odds, a mom of 2 wild freaking children. They're wild. With a heart condition that now she's hospitalized. She's had that heart condition from forever, to the point where she can't move too quickly or pick things up. Imagine running meetups for a couple of years to create a domino effect that this many people would show up to a freaking ninja warrior gym. By the way, when I was growing up, this was called a jungle gym. Becca, we love you. I'm gonna come see you tonight. We'll see you. I have an appointment to see her tonight at 7 o'clock. So, thank you. Welcome to my crib.
That's the doorway.
MTV Hospital Cribs, Becca Brown edition.
So we've
Where's
got,
the Maserati and the Lamborghini?
I don't have that. I got art. Lots of art projects. When you get sick, everyone gives you art. So I've got
Kids probably
like
also.
watercolors. I got this one that has like cuss words if you're really
Oh yes, I
feeling
need that.
spicy.
Color and curse.
Yeah.
How are they treating you? Pretty good?
They are treating me pretty good. I haven't had a bad nurse. This is my nurse bingo because I got bored. There's like 90 nurses on the unit. That's all of the ones I've met.
Wow. Tell me you've been in the hospital a long time without telling me that.
Yeah.
You've met all of these people.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if you get all of them?
I give them Valentine's or something. I don't know. I was gonna make them like a treat or a card.
That is incredible. You have 90 nurses in this unit.
They're all good too. I haven't had a bad one.
Wow, thank goodness for all the nurses.
Yeah.
What happened? Like, why did they just, what was going on?
Up till then, I was doing less and less. Like I couldn't get up. I couldn't go up the stairs without like huffing and puffing. Like it was just like.
So you and your husband were like, we got to go in the hospital and see what's going on.
So we knew I've been on the transplant list on a low priority for 2 years now. And we knew that if you are gonna get a heart, you have to be worse. So we kind of like, we had a good year for a while. Obviously last year at Squat Up, I was doing great. Things started declining towards like the summer, and I had more pop-up arrhythmias, more things that are more dangerous. And so it got to the point where just the quality of life not in the hospital wasn't great, and there wasn't a lot of options. I have restrictive cardiomyopathy, so my heart is more rigid. So it's bad at squeezing, it's bad at getting the blood everywhere where it should be. And so it just got to the point where I was exhausted.
What happens with, like, you, let's say they call you up to the big leagues, they say, hey, yo, you're type O?
Type O, yeah.
Okay,
so when they have a heart,
they call you up and they go, hey, let's go.
they prep you for surgery. They won't know for sure till they open it up and look at it. But they tissue type you, they see if you match. It's not just your blood type. They check your antibodies, they check all of the patient's history. They want to see like if that person's ever had hepatitis. There's like a lot of other factors they
You ever
look
deal with units like this and like heart stuff?
I work in cardiac surgery. I do
at. Who does
transplants.
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bless your heart. There
Bless
ain't
your
no
heart.
way I could be able to do this. It's
Yeah.
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
No pun
It's already
intended.
broken. Yeah.
So you gotta line things up. How likely is it that you get a heart? Like, is it a
Very
year? Is
likely.
it 3 months?
It's very likely. I talked to my doctors today, and he said I'm pretty high up on the list. So they're now looking at offers pretty consistently, and they're good offers.
What's an offer?
It means there's
Like you have to
On
send out an
UNOS.
LOI and like do some underwriting?
She's trying to get a
You-
heart creatively.
I'm gonna sub to a heart, but in UNOS you move up the list. So I'm a status 2, and the longer you're there, the sicker you are, the higher you are on the list. People who are sicker are higher up the list. They get to say no first. And so if you're further down the list, any heart that gets all the way to you, a lot of people have said no. The quality of it is not always the heart that you need. I've been here long enough and I've been sick enough that now I'm getting good offers. So it could be a couple weeks, it could be a month or so. It's hard to say. The average wait time is 4 months, but it depends how sick you are. Depends on your blood type. Women is a little bit
they got
easier.
going into you right now?
So I call this either my go-go juice or jet fuel because it's super dangerous
Is it
stuff.
Orange Monster?
It's not Orange Monster. Did they have that waiting for you today?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it makes my heart squeeze better. So I actually have more energy here in the hospital than I have for months.
Which is why they asked you to stay in here.
Because that same stuff that keeps my heart pumping and makes sure that the rest of my organs aren't failing could kill you if you have too high of a dose. It has to be like a very specific dose. Too high and it causes chest pain.
This is what
or
you do.
Cardiac arrest. Too low.
What made you want to get into this? By the way, how cool is it that you have like a big brother that comes in and checks on you?
Yeah.
I was telling the team, like when you're driving over here, I was like, you know how much I love Dustin? That like, I watch you lead, I watch you show up, and then, dude, I could cry, like watching how you've helped so many people. Like even when Armand broke his back on the freaking lake and you rushed, you were like the guy.
about that yesterday.
Yeah.
And here you are, like big brother showing up, just being like, hey, let's go watch over Becca. Like, dude, thank you so much for being such a good friend. My gosh.
It's a pleasure.
You know, it's interesting. I get text messages about you and people that you've helped. And there's a lot of people that still need your help, sister. So we need you healthy.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing.
This is the goal, is to be able to keep doing it and not have no energy. So.
Right. The fact that you've done as much to help as many people as you have in the face of all the adversity is just incredible.
Thank you.
We love you. We're proud of you.
I'm glad the event worked.
You guys killed it.
It was.
Killed it. Dustin, you'd be so proud of Dustin. You saw him.
I did. I
was like,
saw him.
I told him
It
twice,
was
I was like,
great.
bro. And I was telling him, I'm like, you need to audition for Squad Up Summit. We had Barbara Corcoran from Shark Tank coming and doing a Shark Tank one of the evenings at Squad Up Summit.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about having him pitch in front of her.
There you go. Do
Holy
it.
crap. Utah, we love you. And I love being here. It's my second home. And every time I am here, I feel like I am home. And you can see all the friends we have, the incredible community that we are here. In fact, the energy of Utah is what inspired me to build a nationwide community the way we did. And people like Becca Brown, what an incredible experience. And the fact that like somebody in a real estate education program shows up like that for another person in a real estate education program, it shows you that we've never been a course, we've never been a mentorship, we've always been a community. And I've seen Dustin help people more times than I can count. I love you, Dustin. Love you, Becca Brown. We're proud of you. And this year you won't be at Squad Up Summit, but we'll definitely shout your name from the stage and give you plenty of love. Thank you guys. Thank you, Jerry Norton. Thank you for all of our sponsors. Pad Split, Go High Level, all of you guys. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this tour so we can get around the country and help people get their first deal. What an incredible night. We'll see you guys in another video.